James Lynch here for BODOG. Always great catching up with my next guest. He's got a big fight coming up here against Chris Duncan next Saturday, UFC 323, December 6th, and in the year on a great note. Terrance, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. The weight's good, so can't complain.
Yeah, and good to see you finish the year off here. I know we last saw you fight in June. Was this kind of the right amount of time off, or were you hoping to fight a little bit sooner than this?
I did want to fight sooner on the Islam card. That would have been sick, but it's pretty cool that I get to be on the last pay-per-view ever. So
yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. See, in Canada, we think of things differently because I think we still have to pay for the pay-per-views here because the Paramount deal is different here. So yeah, you're right, making history here. Last pay-per-view officially in the US, which is great. Looked like you got a lot of notice for this one. When did you find out about the fight?
I can't even remember. I got that cut and weight brain, but
yeah, no worries. It was probably you got a full camp though, by the looks of it, right?
Yeah, I had a full camp for this. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And was there any other opponents in the mix, or was it only Chris? Like take me through how this fight came together.
Nah, I got the call and it was Chris Duncan, and it was an automatic yes. We were supposed to fight before, as you guys know, so it was a no-brainer to say yes again.
Yeah, when was that fight supposed to happen? I was trying to remember that because I know, yeah, you guys have been linked before, right?
I think, was it 2023 we're supposed to fight in October or something like that? Yeah. Or 24?
Yeah.
We're supposed to fight in October.
Yeah. So pretty familiar with the opponent, which is good. I got to ask, too, as a guy who trains at Fusion Excel, like, is there any sort of rivalry with ATT? Obviously, that's where he trains right now.
Nah, none.
Nothing? Okay, I was just curious about that. So either way, good opponent here, 14-2. How do you feel like your style matches up against his in this one?
My style matches up good against his. I think I'm a superior wrestler and grappler. Like, he has a nice little guillotine to him, but I think he's a little bit of a slower starter than me. He's durable, but I think me being a fast starter, I saw what Torres can do to him, and I feel like I can do the same.
Wanted to ask you about a couple other fights on this card because there's a lot of intriguing ones. First fight I wanted to ask you about, what do you make of this Henry Cejudo and Payton Talbott fight at 135? It seems like this is Cejudo's last fight. We saw Talbott, have a tough time with a veteran fighter earlier this year in Raoni Barcelos. Who do you see edging out that fight? That's an interesting one.
I think Payton Talbott, because Henry Cejudo is not like a hold you down kind of guy. He's more like a take you down. Like, I never seen him be able to like really control people on the ground. And if Payton's able to get up and start swinging again, it's just going to be a hard fight for Henry Cejudo, I believe.
And then we got the two title fights. Let's start with the first one, flyweight, Pantoja and Joshua Van. Who do you see winning that?
Pantoja. We all want to see a new face of champion, but I think that ground game just too elite. He's too durable. And, bro, they know his game plan. You just can't stop it. Kind of like Islam's. Like, the guy's he is the champ for a reason at 125.
And then got asked about Merab and Yan. Who do you see taking home the bantamweight title?
It's just Merab. It's his era right now, so he's gonna be hard to beat. And yeah, but I think the fight's gonna be closer than the first one for sure. I can see it going 2-2 in the fifth round. And Merab looks like he's getting more comfortable on the feet, but if he gets too comfortable, he can get caught by Petr Yan, as you guys know.
Obviously, Chris Duncan, good record here, just the one loss in the UFC. Kind of a guy that's on the come up like yourself, but like, what would a finish do for your career and sort of lead you into 2026? Because that would be a really big win for you. I think even getting close to the rankings.
Yeah, this is huge for both of us because whoever wins this is getting a ranked fight. So, I put my heart and soul in this, and like I told you, I'm ready to fight 15 minutes. That's what I'm assuming we're going to have to do. We got the game plan, but also, like I said, I'm Terrance McKinney. I'm gonna try to get him out of that first round. But we know the adjustments we need to make if he's durable and he's taking it. So, but I'm ready for 15 minutes. That's in my head. I already put in my head that we're fighting 15 minutes, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Yeah. Because I'm done going backwards. I got 2 kids, and I want this as bad as ever, and I'm ready to push myself to the mental limit to get this done.
And I know you'd like to get the finish again. I mean, that's what you're known for. You have some of the best highlight reel finishes in all of UFC history. But as part of you also want to be like, look, maybe I want to win this fight by this. I don't know you'll take a win at any cost, but I mean, I'm sure part of you as well wants to show that well-rounded game that you can go 3 rounds and still get a decisive win, right?
Exactly. And then it shows what caliber that I'm headed towards and where I'm trying to be, and it shows people. Once people can see I can go 3 rounds, they know I can be a champion, and that's what I want to start showing.
Yeah, it's all about variety, Terrance, as you mentioned there. Obviously, the top of your division, we got Ilia Topuria as the champ, but we had a pretty big fight last weekend with Arman Tsaruykan and Dan Hooker. Arman goes out there, get a pretty dominant win, submits Dan Hooker. It's actually his first submission win in the UFC. What did you make of that victory? I'm sure you caught the highlights.
Arman's a badass. I ain't gonna lie. After that, like, how can you deny him? He's the #1 contender, but I already know Ilia probably gonna choose Patty, but uh, it's where the money's at, so it's a smart move. But Arman definitely has to fight him next or whenever.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of fans want to see that fight. I think a lot of fans want to see that over Patty as well. I know what you mean by the entertainment side of it. Obviously, Patty, bit of a character and someone that would, sell the fight really well. But I think the fight everyone wants to see is Arman and Topuria. And with that said, like, if they were to fight, how do you think that fight would play out? Because obviously Topuria can knock out anyone, as we've seen, Max Holloway, Volkanovski. But Arman's, he's never been knocked out. I think he was dropped in one of his fights. But, how do you look at that fight with potential Arman Tsaruykan and Ilia Topuria?
It's going to be a great scrap, I think. And I think this one is going to go to decision because, as you guys see, like, he was striking on the feet pretty good and moving pretty fast. Like, he's an athletic kid, about the same height and great reaction time. And, dude, he's a monster once he gets on top with the elbows. He's gritty and he knows how to stay safe. So I think he's gonna be able to play it smart. But Ilia is just gonna be able to stop a few takedowns and touch him up and just get the win, maybe in the knockout.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be a good competitive fight for sure.
Yeah, I think we have to see that fight. It's great. I mean, I'm assuming you were on the same page here. Like, that's the fight you want to see next to someone who's in the division. I like Patty a lot, and I do think it would be fun to see him in Topuria someday. But I think the fact they haven't booked Ilia's fight next, why not just do the Arman fight, right?
Exactly. In my head, like, that's the only fight that makes sense. But all the fighters think Arman's up next. Like,
yeah,
he's been anytime he got in a fight besides with Charles, like, when he looked to be the #1 contender, he murdered.
Yeah.
So he rightfully so needs to be up next.
Before we get out of here, obviously this fight's towards the end of the year. What are some of your goals for next year? We kind of talked about it there. If you get the win here over Duncan, get in the rankings, but have you looked that far ahead about what you want to happen in 2026, both professionally and personally? Obviously, you're a dad. I know there's a lot of things I'm sure you want to do with your faith and everything. Like, what are some things that you're looking towards for 2026?
Getting the house for the family, because we got 2 kids, so I'm ready. Now that I'm locked in and everything's going smooth, get this win, get the house like in February, and start attacking the rankings and being methodical and just choose the right fights and get one step close to the belt by the time the year ends. I want to be like top 10 for sure.
Love it. That's great. Do you think Florida is going to be long-term for you? Because I know you've moved around a little bit, but it seems like it has been such a good fit for you, not only with the gym, but even just living there too. It seems like it's been really good for you.
Yeah, I think this so far, like, I'm definitely going to have a house here. So, like, we're definitely going to be here for a while.
Good stuff. And any plans for the holidays? Again, not looking past this fight, but we're coming up to American Thanksgiving. We've got obviously Christmas coming up. Like, any plans that way? Are you going to go see some family back home, or are you going to stay in Florida?
I'm staying in Florida.
Nice.
Like I said, I can't. I'm gonna eat with the family. I think we have like a Friendsgiving, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
And then, let the fun begin.
Yeah.
Get ready to start the Waterloo Sunday, and fight week. Let's go.
There we go. Terrance, thanks for making time, man. Always appreciate it. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, sponsors, social media, you name it, I'll give you the last word.
Shout out to God, shout out to KO Reps, and shout out to Fusion Excel and all the great coaches we have there and great teammates. And shout out to my family. Like I tell people, you can't go to war without an army. So without these guys, none of this is possible.